Welcome to another exciting episode of Musa and Show. Here is what we have today.
Sanibona. Namuhla ngifisa sikhulume ngegxathu elithathe iqembu lomkhonto wesizwe party lokuthi bamashe baye ku-Reserve Bank baphinde baye nase-ofisini ka-National Treasure lapho bebeyozwakalisa khona ukungenami kwabo ngesinqumo esifuna ukuthathwa i-ANC sokuthi kukhushulwe i-value added tax okuyi-VAT. Siyakhumbula ukuthi i-budget speed yahlehla ngoba i-ANC yayifuna ukuthi ikhushulwe from 15% to 17%. I-DA ke yangavumelana nayo ekuthe kuhambeni kwesikhathi yagcina i-ANC si-2 CDA ngokuthi izocela ukuthi ihlangane ne-EFF bamane bayikhuphule ngo-0.75. Sizuleke kunamahememe ukuthi yona i-ANC ihlongoza futhi ukuthi ingenzeka i-approach umkhonto wesizwe party ukuthi bamane bayikhuphule ngo-0.75 ne-VAT ingayekwa nje ngoba inhloso yabo abafuni ukuyiyeka. Engxoxweni ezibekhona ke nabezindaba bekhuluma nabemkhakha ehlukile abaziyo ngefinance sizoyicaphuna ivideo la abakhuluma khona nabanye ngoba okuvezwe uMinister weFinance uInokhodongwane ukuthi imali yokukhokhela i-SRD grant okuyi-Social Relief Distress Grant ama 350 or 370 ayikho, so kufanele bakhuphule i-VAT ukuze leyo mali ibe khona. Kodwa ke usisi lo ngizomcaphuna uyaphikisana nalokho. Sizokhuluma ke ngalo ndaba. Kodwa ke singakangeni ke kulolo daba ngingakacaphuneni nami ama-video. Ngiyacela usubscribe ku-channel, like i-video, ushiye i-comment yakho comment section below. Ngiyafisa ukuzwa ukuthi wena kule simo ubona kanjani. Kanti ne-EFF izihlangulile yathi cha nayo ayihambelani nokukhushulwa kwe-value added tax njengoba ubona ku-screen sakho lena ipost ebhalwe i-EFF nayo iveza ukuthi yona nje iyazihlangula okusho ukuthi i-ANC noma kuthiwa beyithanda ukuthi ithi yokhuluma ne-EFF ngeke kusenzeka futhi izame kwenye indawo ngoba i-EFF ithi yona ayingeni indaba yokukhushulwa kwe-VAT ayihambisani nokuthi kukhushulwe i-value added tax.
Kick off the conversation with the SRD grant and what the facts are, and that it was always going to be a temporary measure. This was for COVID relief. Why should it still continue?
So the facts of the SRD grant is that 8 million people are direct recipients of it, and 16 million people in addition to that are dependents on those grants. The fact as well is that whatever you talk about is temporary. It is categorically untrue that the SRD grant is not in this year's budget. So Treasury Director General Duncan Peterson confirmed to the Parliament Finance Committee on the 31st of October 2024 that the SRD grant was included as a provisional allocation in the fiscal framework's baseline for 2025 and 2026. So meaning it was budgeted for, and it has been in the budget for the past 5 years. It is by no means a new or unanticipated expense.
Singakayi nje ukuthi usisi uyazivezela la ukuthi i-budget for indaba SRD grant kudala yakhulunywa ngayo already seyikhona i-budget yayo for 2025-2026 okusho ukuthi lokho kusho uMinister i-excuse nje ezanayo ngoba inhloso yabo kungukuthi bona bayikhuphula i-value added tax kodwa nje bona ushilo ukuthi ubani owachaza ngonyaka ophelile ukuthi i-budget ye-SRD already sikhona futhi okunye kuchazayo yebo yona kwakuthiwe i-temporary yenzelwe i-COVID-19 kuphela kodwa kwasekucaca ukuthi abantu abaningi abasebenzi futhi kukhona abantu manje asebedependele kuyo le mali le. Siyazi ke bakhona abayimisuse-ayo abayithola abangayidependanga kodwa iningi labantu lidependele kuyo. Asiqhubeke ke size ukuthi uthini.
So let's take a listen then to what the Finance Minister had to say on this channel last night when talking about the SRD grant and his struggle to find what he says are revenue sources. Let's take a listen to the Minister.
In an environment where there's no growth, a number of people fall into the unemployment because your employment becomes structural. The key question, how are you going to do to mitigate the impact of that unemployment? So there's an argument for the SRD. But my argument is, if that is the case, which is a noble cause, what we need to do is to find a revenue source for it. And in the absence of finding a revenue source, you're going to have a problem. It's a structural unemployment. You cushion the impact of structural unemployment, but let's find a revenue source to do that.
Njengoba umuzwa uMinister Inogodongwana ethi uma ku-economy engakhuli funeka kuphuma ama-SRD grants and ungenayo indlela yokukhanda imali ukuze ukwazi ukuthi lawo ma-grants akwazi ukubhadaleka, yiphi enye indlela ofuneka wenze ngayo? So uzama ukuveza isizathu esenza ukuthi bona bathi kufanele ikhushulwe iVAT. Asizuthi sesutheneke mayiphendula lenkulumo bese siyaphuma ke siya kumzwanele manyi siyivala ivideo ngoba inhloso yami ukuthi le video beyinto kodwa nje ukukulethela ukuthi isizathu abasebesibeke manje etafuleni ANC isiphi, ngoba mina ngokwami ngizwile phela iDA ithi ANC akube khona ekukhatha kuma expenditure kodwa umbalula wakubeka ngokusobala ukuthi bona njenge-ANC aba-believe in cutting, abona ukuthi kunokuthi bona balahlelwa ama-benefits wabo kungamane kuhlupheka abantu laba abaswele. Ingakho nje ngibeka nami ngibona njenge-excuse ANC, kodwa-ke ngiyafisa ukuza ukuphawula kwakho athi sicaphuna usisi bese sizokwazi ukuya kubaba umzwanele manje.
To say that the SRD grant is the reason why he's in trouble now is actually quite shocking. And to be quite honest, we should be wary as a society of the minister's language. I need this. I need this. The minister does not live in a dictatorship. He lives in a democracy. He is a democratically elected official who has to consult not just the ANC leadership, but the broader coalition leadership in terms of how this is done. His personal dislike of the SRD grant should not be the reason why he takes this on. To put poor people against one another, it's either your grant that gives you dignity or it's bread higher prices. It's actually really dangerous, and the minister should be called out for that kind of behavior.
Usisila uthi ulimi lolo lukhulunywa uMinister funeka abantu base South Africa baliqaphele. Futhi uMinister funeka akhumbule ukuthi ukhethwe ngokwedemocracy, okusho ukuthi ngokwentando yeningi. Ngakho ukuthi yena ufila kanjani ngegrant noma yena akayithandi lama grants akufanelanga akusebenzise lokho, kodwa funeke akwazi ukuconsulta alalela abantu kunokuthi afuna ukubeka abantu esigabeni la funeka bakhethe khona ukuthi it's either kukhuphuka iVAT noma niyaqhubeka abantu baqhubeka bathola SRD grant. Cha, leyo nto enjalo akufanelanga yenzeke. So uxwayisa abantu basemzansi ukuthi yena oliqaphela ulimi olukhulunywa uMinister uma izokhuluma kanje. Lana sisebenza ngedictatorship, sisezweni ledemocracy. Asizwe ukuthi abomkhonto wesizwe party bona batheni, ngoba nabo bathatha igxathu lokuphuma bathatha imashi izolo peaceful nje baya ePitori lapho beyosubmita khona bezwakalisa ukungenami kwabo nezinto abafisa zenzeke. Bahambele indawo embili, bahambele Reserve Bank, bahambela ne-office ka-Treasury. Asizukuyidlala yonke interview yakhona ngoba izosuke bese sithathele isikhathi eside, kodwa socaphuna amaphuzu abalulekile. Ngicela uzwe la.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for the opportunity. No, we're here as the MK party to submit a memorandum to two institutions. One is the National Treasury, the other one is the South African Reserve Bank. Firstly, to the National Treasury, we've got two issues with them. First issue with the National Treasury is that we're saying no to VAT. We're not interested in 0.5, in 0. Whatever. We just want zero VAT. This is the first point message I want to drive home. We're saying that there's more than enough ways in which money can be derived from the electorate, as it were, from the population of this country. One of them was saying one of the things that National Treasury should be doing, instead of squeezing poor people, one, they can deal with the issue of the illicit financial outflows, all the shenanigans around transfer pricing, all of those things. If they clamp that down, they'll be able to rake up a lot of money. Secondly, we're saying they should support this SARS. SARS is ready to collect 800 billion. Now, all they have to do is just support SARS. SARS get 800 billion, we're out of trouble. Thirdly, we're saying we have to clamp down corruption. It cannot be that we normalize corruption, everything, including fruitless and wasteful expenditure. An example of it is this thing of just aborting the presentation of the budget speech. So this executive is too loose with the fiscus of this country. So I'm saying all of these things can be nipped in the bud, and we can be able to raise the funding. We are not interested. We are not opposed to zero rating of the various foodstuff, but we are saying that is not enough. There mustn't be confusion. There mustn't be a trade-off between zero rating of foodstuff and increasing VAT, because VAT on its own, when you increase it, it's got inflationary pressure that it brings to bear. Firstly. Secondly, poor people, over and above the foodstuff that they must have, they are also exposed to other costs, essential costs like transport costs, which are VATable, issues like electricity and so on. So this thing about zero rating the food basket is really just a smoke screen. We're not interested in that alone, but they must zero rate, but it mustn't be part of the trade-off. So those that we want to deliver to the National Treasury on the one side. On the other side, with the Reserve Bank, we are saying that the Reserve Bank, it's been on a mission basically to destroy everything that is black financial services. It doesn't matter whether you are a bank, it doesn't matter whether financial services, it doesn't matter what it is. The symbiotic relationship between the Reserve Bank, the Prudential Authority and National Treasury has been very, very, very detrimental to the life of black business people that are in financial services in this country. Ithala Bank for decades has been serving the community of KZN very well. Whatever are the challenges of the Ithala Bank, for them not to get a commercial license is something that could have been resolved. And this is where we're also saying the Minister of Finance, he must not come here and play this innocent person who's got no power. The Bank Act gives him all kinds of powers to make all kinds of exemptions. Two things he could have done. He could have exempted the Ithala Bank from the requirements and give them specific timelines on which to comply. Because at least in Ithala Bank there's no corruption. At least in Ithala Bank there were no liquidity problems. So what was this big rush to try and make the lives of people miserable, as it were? Also, with the Prudential Authority recommendations, the minister in his concurrence could have ensured that the stringent measures that the Prudential Authority is imposing, he should not have concurred with that. He should have eased those to ensure that the Ithala Bank survives. So we have the whole institutions here, that the whole three of them that are here to make sure that they are looking out for, is there a black financial services institution, and if it's there, they are there to destroy it. So we're here to say enough is enough. Ithala Bank must not be liquidated. Ithala Bank has got potential. Whatever challenges are there are not insurmountable challenges.
Njengoba umzuleko ubaba uMzwanele Manyi o-Chief Whip we-MK Party lapha eParliament echazuka ukuthi njengoba belapha yaba usubmitha amaletha amabili eyokuqala eyothi njenge-MK Party bathi bona bahambisani nokukhushulwa kwe-VAT, abanendaba u-0 point bani, abanendaba kodwa nje bafuna bona ingalokodwa i-VAT nalento abayisho ukuthi kukhona izinto ezingeke zize zi-affecteke. Uthi lokho akusizi ngoba kukhona ugesi ozoyifaka i-VAT oyisidingo kubantu. Abantu-ke labahluphekile banama-cost e-transport. Siyazi ukuthi i-petrol nawo unayo i-VAT, so kuzophoqa ukuthi kukhuphuke i-transport kubantu, kukhuphuke ukudla, kanti vele bayasokola abantu. So uchaza-ke khona ukuthi lezi zathi abeza ngazo lapho uthi cha, ningasho ukuthi khona izinto nina enzothi kuza ezukubabika i-VAT, kodwa impilo yabantu yonke izoba affected. Bazokhumbula abanaka ngo-2018 uma i-VAT isuka ku-14% ya ku-15%, hey umehluko nokubiza kwezinto waba mkhulu. Njengomkhonto wesizwe party uthi bangakhatha ama-expenditure wabo futhi ziningi izinto abangazenza ukuze bekwazi ukuthola imali yaneleyo. Uthi futhi SARS ithe abayilekelele basebenzisane nayo ukuze ikwazi ukucollecta about 800 billion. So uma beyona bengalekelela iSARS izoba khona imali, bayiyeke nje indaba ye-VAT. Sizozwa-ke ngominister ngolwesithathu ukuthi yena uthini. Lwesithathu lukusasa sizozwa-ke ngominister inogodongwana uthi yena uzothini mase sekasho ibudget yakhe. Udabeni lwesibili udaba lwase Reserve Bank, ngoba uthi i-Reserve Bank le inhlangano zoyi-3 zikwi-mission yokuqeda wonke ama-financial institution aphethwe abantu abamnyama, ama-financial services nje aranwa abantu abamnyama. Uthi akuleyo mission uma ubheka kahle nje indaba ye-Tyler Bank, uminister yena unawo amandla ukuthi angasebenzisa amandla wakhe futhi nama-issues akhona ngoba i-Tyler Bank alinayo liquidity problem, so lisengalungiseka ngoba line-potential futhi alinayo corruption, kanti ngale uthe kune-corruption ekhona, yingakho kugcina kubonakala ukuthi imali ayenele. Uthi kanti i-Tyler Bank alinayo corruption futhi nami ngiyafisa-ke mina nje personal ngiyafisa-ke bayilungisa indaba ye-Tyler Bank ngoba kuney'ngane zabantu ezibalelwa ku-400 uma ngathi i-Tyler Bank liyavala ezizophelelwa umsebenzi. Awucabange-ke angazi manje zenze njani njengoba kusenale nkinga, kumanje nje asizazi zenze njani. Uma ucabanga-ke kule economy esiphila phansi kwayo bese kuthiwa kunabantu abawu-400 abangasasebenzi ngalezathu lezi ezenzeka manje. Hey, ngiyafisa lento sengathi abanamandla bangayenzela i-plan, bazama ukuthi uhulumeni asicubungisise mangabe namandla ngempela, ngoba ushilo baba uMzwanele manje wathi i-Banking Act iyamnika amandla. Siyafisa ngathi angangenelela uminister bayisave i-Tyler Bank. Basale nje sebecabangela iy'mpilo zalabantu laba abawu-400. Siyazi-ke South Africa ukuthi makusebenza umuntu oyi-1 usuke ebhekwe mhlawumbe umndeni wabantu abawu-5 or 4 or 6. Futhi-ke kule economy esikuyo abanye baney'ngane abazifundisayo. Nesizathu esenza ukuthi abe-ANC bangafuni kukhathwe ingoba iy'ngane zabo ifunda kuma-private school, kuyakhokhwa ama-transport, impilo yabo asebeyiphila. Manje wonke lawo makhosi mabebheka njengoba nabo bengathandi kukhathwa, abake bacabanga ukuthi kunabantu abasurvive-ayo ngale mali abebeyihola kwi-Tyler Bank. Ilokho nje bengithi angikulethe namuhla kule video yamanje. Ngiyacela ukuthi ukuphawula kwakho ungakhohlwa ukusubscribe, ushare, ulike, comment e-comment section below. Ucomment-ake kuyayisiza i-channel ngoba kwenza i-algorithm ithathe idlulisele igcine ividiyo ibonwe abantu abaningi. Mina nawe asidibane kwividiyo elandelayo. Ngiyabonga.